Okay, welcome everyone. Good to have you here. What's up? How are you doing? It is Tuesday, and very likely later today, tonight, tomorrow, we will have some volatility incoming. And we're going to talk about this during the stream. Of course, we will do some Elliott wave analysis, and I will also zoom out to the daily time frame and the weekly. Share some of my thoughts there. I have to say that I haven't looked at the daily for a couple of days now. I think the last time was Friday, I guess. Because actually the most interesting time frame really is the 1 hour time frame. So that is the one that I like to keep an eye on. Now, that being said, in the beginning, of course, always a little bit of chatting, saying hello, then get into the analysis, and then we have chatting and Q&A after. If you have any questions at the end, make sure to ask. I will be online for about an hour. From now on, about an hour, so that works well, as I have an appointment at 4 p.m. So far, everything, my agenda today is running according to plan. So let's keep it that way. So, good to have you here, first of all. Yes, Jeffrey, shoe back to the downside, and after election, the rocket. Jeffrey, welcome. Yes, a call. Thunderin, good to have you here. And also nice to see you're chatting in the general chat in Discord. Of course, you once mentioned vidIQ as well, and it sounds like you do know a little bit about marketing, as in YouTube and how this system works. Indeed, CTR, very, very important. I think, I don't know my average out of my head, but what I do know is that the click-through rate actually on my channel is, let's see, last 90 days is actually not bad. But I think when I look at my viewers, and that's the thing, I think 80% of my viewers are subscribed and 20% is not, which of course in a way is very good. Let's see, my click-through rate, 7.8%. 7.8%. I don't actually know what the average is on YouTube, but that is what I have here, and that's in the last 90 days. Yeah, it's of course very interesting to think about it. Now, the fact that 80% of people are subscribed that watch my videos, and you guys here, of course, does mean a lot to me, because it means that the people that visit the channel enjoy what they see and are very likely to stick around, enjoy themselves, talk in the live streams, ask questions, comments, just subscribe and watch the stuff. In other words, they appreciate the content itself. Now, what's difficult is actually getting the content out there to a bigger audience that doesn't yet know the channel. Now, my expertise is everything but marketing. Like, I like talking. That's what I'm good at. I'm not really good in, all the intrinsic details of YouTubing. I just made a YouTube channel and made videos, and the rest just went by itself, and now we're here at 14k subs. I had no idea. I just made videos. But yeah, it's something worth thinking about, and it seems like Thunderin, what you do, or at least some of the info that you have, it's good. It's good. I like to read about it in general chat. Of course, Bear a bit with his YouTube channel as well. So I'm reading along on the sidelines, and yeah, it would be interesting to see how to improve the CTR in the future. Currently checking Lachlan, an editor, likely going to be part of the team. He can also do thumbnails. Of course, my quote-unquote issue is that I upload 3 times a day, and theoretically I would need 3 thumbnails a day, which of course is a lot if you would customize every thumbnail all the way. So maybe you need like a certain style for the day, and then just change the words on the thumbnail. But yeah, we're going to be thinking about it. Carl, yeah, so with regards to the news, I'll for the people living Central European time, I actually found a website that shows the different like expectations of the presidential election and when's what. So I'll open that in a second. Mugwez Eva, welcome. Good to have you here. Ace winner. Hamza. Do. Exactly. Was a nice race. You know? Nice to hear, Ace winner. I always get pumped myself when I listen to my intro music. Dejan, welcome. Pixel, the opslag aan douche, showering, wants me to continue this introduction. So that he's back after his shower when we start the analysis. Rosie, Mido, Docs, Yannick, welcome, guys. So the music confirms that our man is German. Am I? I'm proud Dutch and French. I'm 50-50. Colin, what's up, Dylan? Ahmed, Maddie the Baddie, Mr. Douwe, how you doing? How's your friends progressing? Baguette. Daniel Beuzekom, goed dat je erbij bent. Welcome. It's been a while. I missed your Trunks profile picture. Yeah. My friends, we're gonna have formal lessons with a teacher, private teacher here at home, but it has to be booked. So guilty of no subscription. Just then you're one of the 20% if you're not subbed, of course. No worries. Maybe it's gonna be 81-19% if you do. If you have more than 10% like to views rate, you're doing very nice. Yeah, I mean the like to view ratio is in general very good, but I also think that when we look at the community that we have here, it's very supportive. It's really cool. So I mean, I can check like the last video of this morning, 845 views and 121 likes. It's insane. And then one of the holiday videos, 1100 views, 112 likes, 1700 views, 148 likes, 1600 views, 157 likes. So it's like it's about around the 10%, I suppose. It's probably between 8 and 12, something like this. Yeah, exactly, Douwe. But eventually you got to professionalize and increase or improve your product, which for me is the content, right? If I can increase sound quality, if I can get a better webcam, which I'm going to get, by the way, and a better laptop and some other better hardware lighting, it will increase the production value, So, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'm going to buy that stuff this month, actually. Mohib, I'm doing good. How are you? Mr. Friends, welcome. Good to have you here. Tawanrat, welcome. Henrik. By the way, Mr. Friends, gotta check the email sequence that we have with 3C. I don't know where we left off. I think we were at planning a meeting. Henrik, Mark, what's up, Mark? Good to have you here, man. Hopefully you're having a good day. By the way, Mark, are you still working in your house as well, like building and stuff? Crazy Potato, good morning, Henrik. Edgarus, Christian. When the product is good and it keeps people coming, your churn is low and word of mouth is almost enough to keep growing. I mean, that's pretty much how it goes now. Of course, YouTube always finds new people, which therefore is not word of mouth. And every day the channel grows bit by bit. Sometimes it's 10 subs, sometimes it's 5 subs, sometimes it's 30 subs in a day. Not very often, but slow and steady. And I mean, slow. You're hearing me talking. It's insane still 1 year and 9 months later or to what has happened. So 5, even one subby that I get in a day is it brings a smile on my face. It has in the 1 year and 9 months. I can't remember the last time a day ended negative. It's insane, guys. Thanks for being here. It really makes my day. Always really keen to live stream. What's up, bro? How you doing, John? Cola, what's up? No problem, Reed. No problem. And I won't be able to see as well. I don't have such detailed statistics. Andrew, what's up? How you doing, Andrew? Thanks for popping in. Christian as well. Yeah, what's up, Alexandra? Easy to do thumbnails with AI. I'm actually impressed by Beerabit. Yeah. But also, look, my time really starts to get very limited with everything that's happening, and the growth, of course, comes with spending more time in different areas. So that's where building a team is important. But thumbnails with AI, yeah, it's a good idea. Good idea. Waiting for my flight to Doha, relaxing and finally being able to join your live stream. Welcome, Ramon. Enjoy the business lounge in Helsinki. Actually, never been to Helsinki. I do always very much enjoy a business lounge, though. So much better, more relaxed atmosphere than downstairs. I mean, usually, of course, the lounge is up, but enjoy your stay in the lounge and your flight to Doha. From Helsinki to Doha, what are we talking? 6 hours? Or is that too much? Declan, welcome to the channel. Thanks for your sub, man. Use the statistics of their videos to understand if there's so much followers in crypto. I mean, there's other channels I know, but generally I like to focus on myself. But I do know that Elliott Waves at least has it's niche, but it still has quite a relatively big audience. I mean, it's very niche in crypto, right? The more easy analysis styles will definitely beat like the viewership of Elliott Wave content, but because it's so complex, Elliott Waves. But of course, MCO has like 200 something K subs, so I mean, it just shows like, you know, I can at least get 200. But I'm not really focused on that stuff. I'm focused on the here, the now, the video I create, the content I put out, helping as many people as possible, and the rest, you know, whatever. What's up, Tim, Florian? What's up, T. Clepson? Looks cold where you are. I mean, honestly, it's actually, I don't know, it's like 18, 20 degrees or something. I don't know. Okay, guys, let's start. We're going to start on the 1 hour and then we move to the daily time frame, okay? So that's what we're going to do. 1 second, let me see. I can remove this. I don't know what this is. Oh yeah, that was the point of control. What's group 5? Oh, that is a high time frame diagonal. Okay, we'll be talking about that later. Short repeat of the morning update, just of course for everyone to be aligned. Wait, before I go into that scenario, let's first talk about what happened here. Because what was it, Monday, right? Monday afternoon, I was live when price was somewhere over here, no? And we analyzed this move to the downside and this structure on the 15-minute to the upside. Now, it wasn't a live stream. I always put the timestamps of when the analysis starts in the live stream just to make sure that you know when we start with the analysis in case you're only checking out the live stream for the actual analysis. So we analyzed this part of the chart on Monday, and the probabilities were higher for price to still take out this low. Now, there were several reasons for this, but one of it was that on the 15-minute time frame, we could not count a high probability impulsive structure to the upside. We also had some nice support to the downside, which was not yet touched. So it was very interesting. And we moved into support. We hit some of these levels that I have in my box, which is very nice. The weekly naked point of control, monthly naked point of control, both are hit. Interesting volume levels. Price moving to the upside. You can see daily naked point of control, 69.55 here. First real area of resistance, at least to the upside. But we at least nonetheless got to drop down. I mentioned in the live stream as well that this is of course my area of interest. And so far we have a solid move to the upside of pretty much 3%, not bad. Now that we have that move to the downside, there is, however, the possibility in a bearish scenario to create a diagonal. So here, this is your bearish scenario. We then have a three-wave structure in 1, sharp 2, three-wave in 3, in 4, and then we have a wave 5. Right? Now, all of the waves in this diagonal are three-wave zigzag family structures. So we have a three-wave in a 1, three-wave in 2, 3 wave in a wave 3. This has to be a WXY of some sort related to the low time frame count, and then another 3 wave to the downside in your wave A or 1 then, or at least your 5, and the total move down is then A or 1. Now after an A or 1, you're looking for a 3 wave, a corrective structure in a wave B or a wave 2. And this is important because wave B or 2 common target starts with the 3A2, which hasn't yet been touched. So therefore we preferably still look for higher prices locally at least. Common target for B is the 3A2886, 69.4k, 72.8k. Common target for 2 is in blue, 05786, 70.2k, 72.1k. Right, the 3A2 for wave 2 is still a target, it's just less common. Now at the moment we are still ranging here at 68.7k. We haven't hit at least 69.4k. So therefore, from an Elliott wave point of view, the probabilities are higher to look for price to move towards the upside still. Now it might not happen in a straight line, but nonetheless probabilities are higher to move up, and we do, what the hell? And we do have some bullish CVD divergences here as well. Price moving up, and wait, let me actually show you this here. If I go to my settings and then do this, holy moly, there's a lot of green lines on my chart. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Let me actually toggle this off and just show you by hand what I mean here. Because the moment you have a small bullish CVD, but then a bigger one, the small one played out, and then a bigger one appears, it removes the smaller lines that you had here. But anyway, so what we had here is we had a bullish CVD at the low. So we hit resistance, right? The monthly naked point of control. Price moves up and then gets this small retracement, right? This one here. Now, when you look at the CVD divergence, right? From this candle here in yellow, this is the yellow level of CVD at the low. And you can see that this area here, right, this red candle, moved below the CVD of this green candle. Higher low in price, but look at my horizontal cursor line, there's a lower low on the CVD. Right? So we have a bullish CVD after hitting support, which of course is very interesting. Now this then played out as price moved towards the upside, and then as price moved up, you had another bullish CVD, by the way, here, higher low in price, also here on yellow again, small lower low on the CVD. Now these small bullish CVDs have played out. Locally, price ranging sideways. You can now see, of course, we have another bigger bullish CVD, higher low in price, lower low on the CVD. So that is something you have to at least keep in mind and be aware of. Of course, in this range here, you also have higher low in price, lower low CVD. One could say, hey, but Koen, we also have a bearish one, right? Yeah, with here, lower high on price, higher high CVD. So if price takes out this high, that bearish CVD is invalidated, leaving you with the bullish CVD. So, of course, CVD diffs now after this high has been made is most interesting. So there's a lot of CVD talk, but basically what we're saying from an Elliott wave point of view is we are still looking for price to move up. Now, in a wave B or 2, you want to see a 3-wave structure to the upside. And after a diagonal, it is most commonly a zigzag structure. So a 5-3-5 or a double zigzag in a WX and then a wave Y. But the zigzag family structure is most common after a diagonal. So then preferably you look for at least a 1, 2, 3, this being a 4 and then a 5. Hit that daily naked point of control at 69,550. Look for a move down, then another move up, and then this move up is basically the deciding move, right? You want this to be a wave C in a bearish scenario, in a bullish scenario, wave 3, and continuation to the upside. Now, in a wave B or 2, we of course look for a 3-wave structure, corrective structure that preferably ends after the 0.382 fib time. Fib time taken from the start to the end of this local trend to the downside. Start to the end of A or 1. Toggle on the 0.382, preferably your minimum target, right? Most commonly, a wave B or 2 would end after at least the 382, which is the 7th of November, 6 a.m. Central European time. Now, you can use this because if we do not get a 3-wave structure up, but instead we move up in a straight line, of course, probabilities are higher to look for continuation, no? Because we are moving up to, let's say, a 786, 886 area in a straight line without a clear counted three-wave structure, plus we are in front of the 382, right? So you're already at the higher end of the box before the 382, and you move up in a straight line. It's arguably more bullish, right? Now that is at the moment not what we have, but that's how probabilities would change for bulls, right? If you get continuation straight. A three-wave structure is what we like to see, preferably ending after the 7th of November, 6 a.m. in the morning for B or 2. Yeah? And then another move down in a wave C or wave 3, which should then be an impulsive structure to some lower prices visiting the lower 60s. Your bullish scenario is a finished three-wave structure in a WXY or WXYXZ. Now you can see three colors on my chart. And I'll keep it shorter than in my morning update video, but summarized, the probabilities for a WXY are lower than the probabilities for a diagonal, being this structure here at the moment. The only reason it remains interesting to at least consider a WXY is this structure here in a wave 4, of course, has to be a zigzag family structure, right? So this structure has to be a zigzag, double zigzag, or a triple zigzag. And in this case, it then likely needs to be a double zigzag, but it's not a typical double zigzag-ish structure. So yeah, bullish scenario, always need a bullish scenario. It's just not, it doesn't have the highest probabilities at the moment. Right? We continue to observe the move up because after a three-wave corrective structure, you want to see a wave 1, 2, and then of course 3, 4, 5. So you would be looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hit the daily naked point of control, would be quite nice to reject, get a retracement, and then another move towards the upside, and then this should be a wave 3. So high amount of volume, very impulsive, very quick, very fast, and look for the highs. Now here you have three colors in yellow, W, X, Y, X, Z, very rare, never preferred unless everything else fails. In blue we have W, X, Y, inside wave X we then have a running flat, 3 wave A, 3 wave B, 5 wave C. So now we count this a wave C, being a 5-wave structure, expanding diagonal, very rare, never preferred, and also a running flat, very rare, never preferred. And then you have in red a W, X, and then this is your Y, with then this being an internal A, B, C, and Y. Now your wave C is very short compared to your wave A, only hit the 0.618, trend-based sub-extension, start of A, end of B, hit the 0.618. And you also need to count a 5 here and a 5 here. Now counting a 5-wave structure down here is tricky. This counts better as a 1, 2, right? And then, or if you would count this bearish, it needs to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. We never got another 4, 5. Now it looks better as an A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in C. So yeah. Also this move to the downside, you have to then count this as a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, if this is the low of 1, it overlaps with 4, not allowed. And if this is the end of 1 and this low is a B, then B overlaps with 4. Now there's no rule that says that's not allowed. However, Elliott Wave International says that a strong guideline is that the price action of a wave 2 is not allowed to overlap with the price action of a wave 4. Not a rule, but a strong guideline. It does impact, of course, the probability. So at the moment, the probabilities are higher for a diagonal, looking for a B or 2 and a C or 3 to the downside, where we are still looking for price to take out this low. And then the bullish scenario, well, we just look for an impulse up. It actually probably is more interesting to look at the move up. We basically need a 5-wave structure as a bare minimum, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want one more high. And this gives us the opportunity, at least, to consider bullish scenarios. All right? Because now your bullish scenario would be counting this a 1, get a wave 2, and then look for a 3. In a bearish scenario, this is going to be your A, This is your B. You look for C and then a reversal. But at least keeps the door open for the potential of a move towards the upside, which at the moment is not yet there, and probabilities on the 1 hour suggest diagonal at the moment. So yeah, that's the 1 hour time frame. So summary, we basically look for prices to move up because we want price to move into the fibs, and we didn't yet hit the fibs. So 69.4k, preferably a B or two ends after the 382, right? And we are going to observe this price action here in the upcoming days. So in the bearish scenario, you also want price to move up first, okay? In the bullish scenario, obviously you want it to move up first. First area of resistance, daily naked point of control. Okay, now then we go to the daily time frame. I got a comment from Swagze. I don't know, Swagze, if you are here. He said, I lost myself on the daily time frame. He wrote it this morning. You'll find his comment in the comment section of the morning update. And he said, I'm lost on the daily time frame. I don't really know what's happening anymore. Let's see. 7 hours ago, it was the live stream of yesterday. He wrote it below the live stream of yesterday. So he said, I need a little zoom out again. I'm confused with the low time frame analysis for now. I need that clean daily/weekly update. Hopefully in your next short update video, live stream. Lovely greets. PS, I would also like to see the fib time for wave 2 on the daily. Like when could wave 3 start? Okay, so let's first check the weekly. I can imagine, I didn't really analyze the daily and the weekly over the past couple of days, but on a weekly time frame here, right, nothing changed on the weekly. We're still looking for price to move up to all-time highs. Bullish scenarios have a higher probability than bearish scenarios. This is your conservative bullish scenario where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 target for your 580k, 130k, and then your more bullish scenario is your double 1, 2, where you're going to be looking for a wave 3. In both cases, you're still looking for price to move up to all-time highs. Now on the CME chart, we already actually took the all-time high, but on many other crypto-related charts at least, you have not taken the all-time high, including on the chart I use, not on index as well. So for me, it doesn't count. Still looking for all-time high at some point. And then we go to the daily time frame, and there's a couple of things here that are going on the daily. So of course we have this low, right? And there's a few scenarios, and the few scenarios is a multi 1-2 or diagonals. And I say diagonals as in multiple diagonals because I mean, why? Because there's multiple options. It's a bit of a... Let me show you. Let me just show you. I think that's the easiest. Let's start with the multi 1-2, okay? So in a multi 1-2, you're going to be looking for price to be 1-2, right? 1-2. And then you're going to be looking for either 1-2, 1-2 or 1-2, right? If you want to count all of this as a 1, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5, 3-wave retracement, continuation. That is basically what you're looking for, right? Now let's put this on the chart, and I'm gonna just recount this instead of opening my folders. I don't often do this, but I do know that people tend to like a bit of live analysis. So I'm just gonna put this on the chart here. So this is your first 1, 2. Inside your wave 2, you then need a flat structure, ABC. Can't really be anything else if you put your wave 1 here, right? Now you can see that your wave 2 is very long in this particular scenario compared to wave 1. But as we always say, time is a guideline. It's not a rule. There's no invalidation. Time does not confirm or invalidate a scenario. It's about probabilities. It is a very long wave 2 in time, that's for sure. So initially, after you print this move up and a 3-wave down, you're not first thing thinking about a 1-2. But of course, as information comes in, it is something you're going to consider, no? Now then we have our second 1-2, right? Now this wave 2 retraced, this one retraced to the 786, this one retraced to the 0.5. These are common targets. Golden pocket, sorry. There we go. It's only the 786 if you pull it actually all the way to the top here. So we have the 786 or the 618. Let me just make this nice. Okay, there we go. And then we have our blue wave 2, that's a 0.5 retracement. Okay. And then here is your question, no? Are you going to have 1-2 followed then by another 1-2 or 1-2-3-4-5 to continuation? Can you count this as a wave 4? Yes, you can. In a more local 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this wave 4 very long in time compared to your wave 2? Yes, it is. Is that common? No, it's not, right? But in both of the cases, you were still looking for a retracement to the downside. Now, it's been something that we kept an eye on. And also, we had the final area of resistance we had before all-time high. So it's a nice area of resistance, well respected, price moving to the downside and currently bouncing on the blue box here. So you're going to be looking for a 1-2. Now, actually, we don't even need to know if we are looking for 1 here and 2 or 1 here and 2. And then another local 1-2. And the reason is that it simply depends on the 1 hour time frame. And as mentioned at the beginning, I prefer keeping an eye on the 1 hour. I know exactly what I'm looking for. I know the probabilities. I know how the probabilities change depending on the move that we get towards the upside. And based on that, I can potentially change a plan. No? So I know what I'm looking for. So I don't really care about where I'm going to put this wave 1 and this wave 2. Then again, of course, putting wave 1 here and wave 2 here is nice. Putting wave 1 here and wave 2 here means that internally this has to be a 1, 2, 3. This has to be 4 and 5, right? Quite lengthy 4 compared to 2, but this has to be 3. So 1, 2, you need a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then an ending diagonal in 5 of 3. Label this 4, this is 5. Your wave 5 ended on higher volume than your wave 3, which is not all too common. So your wave 5 actually had more volume than your wave 3. This move up, more volume than this move up, which is not as common as wave 3 having the highest amount of volume. You know, do with it what you like, I suppose. Let me pull a fib, see how far we retrace if we would do this here. Okay, we hit the 0.382. Okay. Now the fact that we hit the 0.382, okay, make this white, makes me prefer this scenario here because we hit the minimum target anyway for the bigger 1, 2. So in order to be more safe, this scenario is preferred. Let me explain why. I'm actually gonna do this. Put a bit of makeup on the chart. Okay, there we go. So what you see on the chart now is, of course, okay, we now count this as a wave 1. So instead of a double 1, 2, 1, 2 here, we now have a single 1. The reason why I would now prefer to put this on the chart here instead of having a 1, 2, 1, 2, right, is quite simply because minimum target for a bigger 2, 1, 2 is hit, being the 382. The invalidation of the bigger 2 is lower, however, than counting this 1, 2, 1, 2 up, because then the invalidation is here, right? So this scenario gives me more room to breathe. More room, of course, also for stop losses, trade management, right? So I prefer looking at this scenario here purely from actually a risk management point of view. Plus, we already hit the minimum target anyway. So if price would move up and never takes out this low, if we correct here and continue, right? Yes, we could look for 1, 2, 1, 2, and then at a later stage, we just need to add a 4, 5. But that's a problem for later, not for now. So at the moment, we just have this on the chart. Let me actually check time as well. What's the time of the move up compared to the correction? Not yet too long. So prefer having this on the chart. 382 touched. Do we have support? We have support at the 786 here as well, which is around 62. Quite nice. And this is going to be your most bullish scenario. A multi 1, 2. There you go. Let me put the invalidation on the chart as well. Okay. And then we go to the diagonals. Now I mentioned diagonals, right? More than one. So initially, when price was moving up, right, people had this diagonal. And then after this diagonal, people went to, okay, why don't we count this as a 1, 2, and then we count this as a diagonal. And then you have people that also say, okay, but what about this diagonal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So that's already 3 different diagonals that started since the low was in. Probably I'm still missing one. Probably you have 1, 2, and then maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's probably still another one here as well. People counting a diagonal like this. I mean, you know. But in most of these diagonals, right, you're looking for a retracement to come, because a diagonal you do expect a deep retracement. So in a nutshell, let me put the different ones. I draw them. I don't want to go in detail with the diagonals, but let me put them on the chart. This diagonal here, where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is invalidated because 5 is longer than 3, and that is not allowed. So this one goes out of the window, okay? Then you have the diagonal where you have a 1, 2, right? And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This diagonal, right? Theoretically, right? If you look at it, the waves in size are good. The problem that I have, however, with this diagonal, to be honest, is this range. Because a wave 4, which this is, has to be a zigzag family structure. Simple zigzag ABC, or a double zigzag, or a triple zigzag. However, on the lower time frame, right, this structure here counts best as a sideways corrective structure, not a zigzag. You do have a zigzag in here, right? It's the move down starts with a zigzag, but this move up here for me counts much better as a double zigzag WXY. But that is a problem, right? Because if this is a WXY, double zigzag, then you need this to be a W. Wave X is your double zigzag, and you needed a wave Y to at least move below W for a double zigzag in the bigger wave 4. We never got that. So because this here has a higher probability of being a WXY, not an impulse, right? It's not like this is your 4 and then me counting this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, besides the fact we never got a 4 and a 5 as well, right? So this move up counts better as a corrective structure, not as an impulse. We never took out this low, which decreases probabilities that this is a wave 4 of this diagonal. So in other words, the probabilities for this diagonal are low. And besides, if you do want to actually count a impulse up here, as mentioned, you need 1, 2, you then need a 3, 4, 5. You never got 4, you never got 5, right? We never got a range somewhere up here that is equal in size to this over here, right? So besides the fact I don't like to count this as a 1, it's much better as a double zigzag. So therefore, basically 2 diagonals are gone, right? So this diagonal here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, invalidated, 5 longer than 3. Second diagonal, this is a normal 1, 2, and then here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This being a wave 4, I don't like it. Okay. So that then leaves us with 2 other options. You have 1, 2, by the way, I don't even know if I mentioned this in the beginning, 3, 4, 5, which is also a diagonal that has low probabilities, because the question is, how far are you going to extend your wave 3? Right? Wave 3s in a contracting diagonal can be longer than a wave 1, according to the rules, the newer rules of Elliott Wave International with regards to diagonals. You can see here the 1-to-1 on my chart, right? And you can also see that price moved beyond the 1-to-1 on my chart. And by the way, this is on log. I actually shouldn't even be on log because this is daily time frame where we only moved up like 50% or something. So you hit the 1-to-1 over here, move back below, move back above the 1-to-1. So clearly, if you want to count this as an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your wave 3 is actually quite long, right? It's not an invalidation, but it's not something that really increases the probabilities for this scenario, no? So if we at least consider this and put the invalidation on the chart, this is your 1. Oops. All right. So you're going to be having something like this, 3, 4, and then 5. Now let me do a few quick things here. So this is an invalidation. Channel 1, 3, 2 is also an invalidation. What are we going to hit first? Probably the channel, so I'll remove that. Okay, and then this is your... There you go. Ta-da! Now your wave 4 has to be a zigzag family structure, of which you want the first move likely finished, right? And then ta-ta, a little bit deeper. Take a fib, low of 2, high of 3, contracting. Common target contracting diagonal wave 4 is the 382 to the 05. We haven't yet hit it. It starts at 65.6K. Okay, and then you're still looking, of course, for a wave 5. And after 5, you fake out all-time high and you get a deep retracement to the downside. Very nice. Daily diagonal 1. I actually think I had this one here. Oh, it's actually the same one. Let me combine these two. Lol. And of course, I actually forgot to say this. You also want wave 1 to overlap with wave 4, or actually wave 4 to overlap with wave 1. It's not a must, but it is by far most common for wave 4 price action to overlap with wave 1, meaning that this triangle here is your target area for your wave 4, which starts at 65.1K. And then you're looking for your 5. Okay, there we go. Let me change this. Daily. Whoops. Type 1. Okay. Okay, we covered 3 diagonals. So 1 second, I have to think here. This one doesn't work. Having this one here also doesn't work. Then you of course have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one, of course, also still works. Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Almost hit the invalidation because a wave 4 is not allowed to be longer than a wave 2 in a contracting diagonal, which is your most common diagonal. So yeah, quite clearly that's your invalidation, and then this is your 5. Let me check here. 1, 3, 2. Cool. And then again, poof, and then poof. Okay. Are we missing anything here with the diagonals? So we want this to be a subdegree. This is either a wave 4 or a wave B in diagonals. This is not like, by the way, wave 4 in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not a diagonal 4, but a normal 4 in an impulse. Just to be clear there. Okay, did we miss any diagonal shapes here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is invalidated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 takes this as a 4. That's also not what we like to see. Then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's still valid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also still valid. I think that's pretty much it, no? Yeah. This diagonal 5 longer than 3. This diagonal 4 better as a sideways, not a zigzag family structure, which then leaves this diagonal and this diagonal, which is the 2 that we're going to run with. Okay. So. Ta-da! So therefore your bullish scenario. Wait, is this now still correct? Yeah, okay, it works. You have your multi 1-2 with your invalidation at 58. You have a diagonal, right, with your invalidation at like 60. And you have this diagonal, invalidation 65.9. In all cases, on the daily time frame, you are still looking for price to move up and for price to still take out this high. Right? Now the 1 hour time frame will give us more clarity on what to expect if price can move up straight and take out the high, or if we get a bigger 3-wave structure, would invalidate this diagonal, right? But it would not invalidate the bigger diagonal. Actually, it would be nice for the bigger diagonal to have a bigger wave 4, and also even in a bigger 2, it would be no problem to see that. No? So yeah, that's what's going on. So I guess we can summarize and line this up after one another so that it's clear. Weekly time frame, bullish scenario, conservative target 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 80k to 130k. The most bullish scenario, where you also still take the all-time high, is a multi 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and then you move up in 3, much higher targets. And by the time we actually take all-time high, we will be talking about these two in more detail. Then on the daily time frame, your bullish scenarios have a higher probability than the bearish ones. I know I didn't show the bearish ones, but they will come now. Your bullish scenario here, multi 1-2 invalidation 58.8. Here you're looking for a 3-wave corrective structure in a wave 2, right? In this case, we simply counted this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just to avoid a double 1, 2, 1, 2 here. Why? Well, if you take a fib from this low to this high here, you already hit the 382, which is a minimum target for a wave 2 anyway, and counting this whole structure as a 1 gives you an invalidation down here instead of down here, so you have more playing room, more room for, like, it's more flexible, I suppose, making life a little bit easier for further invalidation as well. And then you have the two diagonals where you also look for price. Oh wait, I'm on log again. Lol. Messing up with log here. Oops. And then you have the two diagonals where in both cases you're still looking for price to take out the high as well. So on the daily time frame, on the weekly time frame, you're still looking for all-time highs in the future. At some point, weekly time frame, high time frame. Daily time frame probabilities are also higher to still take out this high, right? So your invalidation 58.8. This invalidation would be 61. And this invalidation 65.9. So in other words, if you move below 58, the bulls have a problem. You want to take out the high before taking out 58. And your bearish scenario, low probabilities, is either an expanding diagonal in 1 or A, WXY-ish structure in 2B, touching the 886, which by the way is rare for a wave 2. And then you look for a move down in a wave C or a wave 3. Of course, on CME, we already invalidated this because price moved above all-time high. And you have an expanding diagonal, very rare, never preferred anyway. So therefore, having a bearish scenario that represents a flat actually makes more sense, where you then have a 3-wave structure in A, 3-wave structure in B, 5-wave C, take out the low. Minimum target for a wave B flat is the 0.9, 72.2. We have hit it. Most common target for a wave B in a flat is 77.6 to 83.2K. But that means you're still moving up, which is similar to the bullish scenarios. So yeah, and then on the 1 hour time frame, the probabilities are higher to move up. It's nice to see the move up because even in a bearish scenario, you're looking for price to at least touch the 0.382 at 69.4, which I guess we have hit now. We're still below the daily naked point of control, so we have a bit of a move to the upside here. Bearish scenario, looking for a 3-wave structure in B or 2. As explained, if you get a continuous move up, more bullish, right? Potential for continuation to take out the high. B or 2 needs to be a 3-wave structure to the upside, preferably ending after the 7th of November, 6 a.m. Now, as price was ranging over here, the probabilities were higher to take out the low. We were looking for price to bounce in this support area over here, right? We got the bounce, we got the bullish CVDs. Bullish CVDs now have played out. A minimum target at least is hit for a bearish scenario. Of course, again, you need a 3-wave structure, which at the moment we do not have. If this becomes a straight line, bullish, not bearish. And then your bullish scenario is a finished 3-wave structure, whatever, WXY, WXYXZ, and this then becomes an impulsive move towards the upside. Yeah, and then in this case, you do look for, of course, more of a straight line up. So yeah, there you go. That's that. That is Elliott waves for you, everyone. Volume increasing at the moment here as well. Of course, you can see a volume increase in this recent candle. If this is an impulse, then what you want to see is this to be a wave 3, right? So you would then be looking for a 1, 2, 1, 2 and the start of a wave 3 followed by 4, 5, 4, 5, get a retracement and then a continuation. If this is bearish, you're now going to be looking for this to be either the end of an A or a C. Can't really have it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would be an A in this case. Or a WXY with this being Y, but no. Would be better as an A. So yeah, that's that. Very nice, very nice, very nice. So yeah, if there's questions. let me know. Okay. Okay, by the way, with regards to the news, because of course that's also what the thumbnail is related to. So of course today is today and tomorrow is likely going to be very volatile, so caution. That's why the thumbnail has caution. First of all, 4 p.m, a little bit of news, but of course the presidential election is there. I found this website, expats.cz. Google did its thing, no idea, but they gave me this for Central European time zone. If you live in the CAT like me, then this might be interesting to you. So early evening around 10 p.m. is where things might start. Then you have midnight, between 1 a.m., 3 a.m., 3 a.m., 5 a.m., 5 a.m., 7 a.m. And it explains pretty much, I guess, in a summary, what happens. Now, I guess people from the US might be able to either confirm or give feedback on if this is correct. But I don't follow politics at all. I just assume this is correct. I don't really care. I only care about, hey, there is news and politics and whatnot, which might increase volatility on the chart, especially from a CET time zone during the night. So if your ass is in bed, right, and you have stuff running, positions running, if you have limits in the books or whatever, you better be very safe. You're like very, very well risk managed. You don't want to wake up and be on the wrong side. So yeah, currently at the daily naked point of control, not offering a lot of resistance here at the moment. What is the diagonal target? Diagonal target is generally explained by the invalidation of a diagonal. So your target should be lower than your wave 3 because a 5 has to be shorter than 3. But in a contracting diagonal, because your 3 here is longer than 1, 5 has to be shorter than your 1. So that would be 82.7k in this one. And here we then have, let's see, is 3 shorter here or not? No, it's longer. And 80k. So 80, 82. But the moment you take out the high, you get into the wave 5 area, right? So you can, it doesn't matter. It's basically between 73 and 82. That's like your area of interest. Structure, of course, is important. In this scenario, your wave 5 has to be a 3-wave structure, right? So that's something you got to pay attention to. And in this scenario, you're going to be looking for a 5-wave structure because now you have 5, 3, 5, 3, and you look for a 5. So that's the difference between the two scenarios. Here you look for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and down. Here you want to see a 5, 3, 5 and then down. That's the difference between the two. There you go. Big volume might be a 3. Yes, correct. Just explained at the end of the analysis when we zoomed in here. Volume increasing. So if bullish, you want this to be a wave 3 with then a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Still look for 4, 5, 4, 5 at a later stage. Yes, that's correct. And as explained, if price moves up in a straight line, right, you're going to be looking for a continuation up. Because as price here was moving down, we were looking for a bounce in this area anyway, right? And as price then grinded to the upside here, we were looking for at least, even in a bearish scenario, to hit the 382, which we have now done. So now it's all about the structure to the upside, right? What kind of structure do we get? For a bearish scenario, this has to be a 3-wave structure. In a bullish scenario, you want it to be impulsive. So we just wait. Right, we were looking for price to move up. Check new members. We got new members. Oi! T. Clepson. There he is. There he is. It took a while. I saw your question in Discord. I answered it, and I guess you know, here you are. So it was coming, no? Already for a while. Good to have you here, TC, or T Randy, whatever name you go by. Of course, sometimes with two of your accounts on YouTube. But yo, it's an honor to finally have you here, man. Welcome to the Diamond Squad, where a lot of information can be found on creating your plan, which is of course the focus there. Creating a plan, creating a strat, asking questions. And there's also things for 2025 that are going to change and improve with regards to the membership. So quite exciting. Good to have you here. And of course, if you're diamond, oops, that's my alarm, gotta go. If you're diamond for 3 months, you can go down to gold or silver and remain in diamond there. So yeah, welcome, man. And Edgaras, welcome to silver. Make sure, guys, let's see if Mark shared the link. Not that one, not that one. No, so in the Koens mods, pinned. So T. Clepson and Edgaras, make sure to fill in this form. Probably you've already done it, but I would need to check. And then we will get you sorted. I see that Edgaras has done it already. But T. Clepson, make sure you fill in this form, and then we will get you sorted. Welcome to the team, man. Welcome. Thanks, guys, and thanks, Mark, for reminding me. Have a quick look here before I gotta go. We were here already. Lawrence Bea, welcome. Bitcoin has been respecting the VWAP on the 30 minutes. VWAP is a nice tool, yeah. Elliott wave content is like elegance or luxury products in a way, right? Yeah, it's of course, it's difficult because of all the theory and the rules. So I mean, that's why in comparison, there's very few Elliott wave analysts online, especially good Elliott wave analysts, because of the depth of Elliott wave theory, all the rules, all the guidelines, knowing the volume, what to look for. So yeah, it's definitely more niche in the YouTube space for sure. Yeah. Edmund, what's up? Welcome. Valerie, welcome. Milo, do you think there will be market volatility around the election? Yes, at least that's likely. So we expect that to happen. How Bitcoin could react to a X or Y victory? Personally, I have no idea. I don't follow any politics at all. So yeah, and also one of the things I learned, and I said this last time because people ask questions now. One of the things I learned very early on in my speaking career, as I'm a global keynote speaker as well for many years already, is to never talk politics. So I don't. Samith, welcome. Good to have you here. Opslag, welkom terug. Hopelijk fijn gedoucht. Why not from the actual top in the first... so I explained this. Extended 5, that's possible, but an extended 5 is less common than an extended 3. He is AI generated. Exactly, Mark. What about on the daily chart, ABC up and C as a diagonal? But even if that's the case, you still look for one more high. And ABC, you need to have a 535. So in that case, you have A, B, Yeah, the problem here would be if this is your A, this is your B, this is your C. All right, so you have now 1, 2, 3, 4. Still look for another high in 5. Your C is going to be massive compared to your very short wave A. So it's just probabilities. It's not really something that that I'm looking for. Also in the log scale, we can look at the dominance again at a later stage. Up. It's jumping. That's true. Diagonal target explained. Big volume. What's up, Beerabit? How you doing, man? I wrote you a DM, yo. Oh, you've seen it. Wait, let me see. Okay. Sounds good, Beerabit. 1 second. I'm gonna check the agenda. Yeah. Okay, that works. Thursday would work. Okay, I replied, Beerabit. Good to have you here, man. What's up? Welcome. When do you use Fibonacci on log scale? If you analyze a part of the chart that has pumped hundreds of percent or dumped over at least 50%, So you want to use log when you analyze a part of the chart that is incredibly volatile, so that you correct for the percentage difference between the low and the high of what you analyze. On Bitcoin, it's generally weekly time frame or higher. And the daily, if you would use the daily time frame from 15K to where we are now. Would you say that our touch of all-time high is not going to end up being a double top? Yes. I like on a weekly time frame and daily time frame probabilities are higher to still take out the high here, very likely take out all-time high as well. So yeah, I'm not really looking for a double top. It can be a double top for like a period of time, like maybe, of course, if you get a bigger three-wave structure, yeah, it could be a double top for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but yeah, you eventually expect it to be taken. So yeah, cheers, man. It's been indeed, it's been a long time coming, and thanks for your support. Make sure to ask me questions of whenever or whatever, and we will get you sorted later. So I do have an appointment at 4 p.m., which is soon, so I gotta go. Raul Santella, try to find a run AC physio. It's like CVD for running diagnosis. Run AC physio. That's interesting. First of all, thank you for your email. I saw 2 emails. One was from 4-Star Strength, also sometimes here during the live streams. He's a weightlifting coach, and I didn't yet do my emails. Got to be honest. I mean, come on, you know how it goes, right? Everyone here, you know how it goes with emails. So, yes, I indeed received your email yesterday, Roll, as well as from 4-Star Strength. So thanks for your help, first of all, your questions, which I will answer, and I will reply. But I appreciate you giving me information, right, that can help me move forward as well. So at the moment, I at the moment do not have any problems there, but I'm definitely. I also received from Douwe. Douwe mentioned a YouTube channel which is called Knees Over Toes. So I've been watching the introduction of the channel earlier today, and it's about strengthening your knees. So yeah, it's interesting. So thank you, Roel, and of course a pleasure. Thank you. Like, I don't expect anything in return, but I appreciate you, you know, like giving me a couple of questions, couple of tips, recommendations. So no politics is a good rule for the channel. Yeah, I stay away from politics. Yeah. Yeah, make sure to check out Alexo Crypto. I'm going to be gone very soon. Is there any more news on the Teams initiative? Not yet. Janif and I, we need to plan another meeting, which we will do soon. Actually makes me think here. I just wrote him. So good you think about it. Knees over toes is good. Standards for different movements is great. Yeah, exactly. So educating myself. I've always done a lot of sports. I've barely ever did stretching, so that's probably an issue. I love doing sports, but I barely did stretching. So that's one. It might be shoes, a little bit of leg difference, can be a combination of stuff. So is this the impulse that invalidates the bearish diagonal? At the moment, we just look at how far this move to the upside goes. At the moment, it looks good. Highest amount of volume in the recent move. If impulsive, you want this to be your wave 3. So like as mentioned, probabilities were higher for price to move down, take out this low, look for a bounce in this area. We moved up, supported by bullish CVDs as price was moving up. So there was absolutely no reason to be short. In other words, I'm long. I'm absolutely not looking for a short unless we get a clear 3-wave corrective structure, preferably ending after the 7th of November. So I'm happy with price moving up. And as price moves up, I'm just managing my position. So at the moment, we are only at 0.5, I guess, now. Almost the 0.5, and then we have the golden pocket, and then the 786. If you move up, again, if you move up in a straight line, that is indeed bullish. But in both cases, bearish and bullish, you're looking for price to move to the upside. And then depending on the structure here, you're going to be looking for continuation, take out the high or not. So it's quite relatively simple. The invalidation of the bearish scenario is taking out the high. I mean, that's pretty much your invalidation. So, yeah. So in other words, again, if price moves up, in a 1-2-1-2, this is a 3, and then 4-5-4-5. If your first structure moves all the way up, 5-wave impulsive structure moves up so high compared to a potential diagonal down, of course your probabilities are higher that this is WXY and you're going to take out the high. So we now just follow up with the move to the upside. We passed the daily naked point of control. There's not a lot of stuff I have going on here in the middle. There is a point of control. I might just do this here. Where was it? Oh, yeah. 70.3K, but it's not really like a primary level that I have on my chart. I just know about it. But that's it. So it's not one of my main levels I have on my chart, but at least I remember it's here. So a little point of control at 70.3, and then that's it. So yeah, patiently waiting on the side here. So yeah, okay, guys. 10-4. I gotta go. Price is pumping, but I gotta continue with today. So if you just arrived here, make sure you check out the analysis here at 19 minutes. That will give you everything you need. I also did a summary later in the live stream, or actually at the end of this analysis. So I will make sure to put the timestamps in the live stream so that you know where when the analysis started, where the summary started, where chatting and Q&A started. Might go live again later tonight because, of course, again, there's these, expect volatility. So I am interested in looking at, keeping an eye on the chart. And I might go live again later today. Instead of a video tonight, I might go live tonight because of also the presidential election, volatility. Let's see what happens in the upcoming hours. So far, good move to the upside. So, it's been a brilliant bit of Elliott waves, a brilliant bit of trading, especially locally here, waiting for price to take the low, hit support, up with bullish CVDs. No complaints. And now we just wait and see what structure we get. And so far, so good. Proper bounce. So thanks everyone for being here. I appreciate you spending a bit of time with me today. And if you have time later today to jump on the live stream as well, make sure to be there. I will be live. I think I'm going to do a live stream, more chill, more laid back, answering questions, checking the chart later today. Central European time zone, so you can expect me to be back in like 5 hours or something, 5-6 hours, between 4 and 6 hours, something like that. So thanks for being here. Gonna catch you later.